Hello and welcome to another episode of 5 Minutes with Mike. This episode is amply titled War Warriors. U.S. military strikes targets in Iraq and Syria.
This is 5 Minutes with Mike, our news, our voice, and our opinion. With your host, Michael Beckford. Now stop, listen, and pay attention for 5 Minutes with Mike.
Just last week, U.S. President Joe Biden authorized the U.S. military to strike over 85 targets in Iraq and Syria. These targets were meant to disrupt the so-called Iran-backed militia groups who is in the U.S. military perceived to be actors in the death of 3 U.S. soldiers during an apparent drone attack. Since the Israeli-Hamas war, there's been over 165 targeted attacks on the U.S. military by so-called Iran-backed militia groups. But this was the first time that the U.S. military personnel were killed because of these actions. My mother taught me long ago that there's a cause and effect for everything. Before the October 7th attacks on innocent Israelis, the Middle East was pretty calm. And that speaks pretty lightly for the Middle East. And then, after the brutal bombings of innocent Palestinian people with the IDF, Israel Defense Forces, their quest to get Hamas, it has upped the ante on all-out warfare in the Middle East because of proxy militaries and Iran themselves that is just not happy with what is happening in Palestine. Nor am I. So, of course, the United States, being the de facto world police and also Israel's close partner, is right there in the thick of things during this time of war. And I know a couple of days ago, it was Syria and Iraq that got bombed by the U.S. government in retaliatory strikes. These two nations are knocking right at the border of Iran, for which the Biden administration says it does not want to have a direct conflict with. 5 Minutes Mike is sponsored by Let's Get Published course. Get your book published within the next 90 days or less. Download my course today on letsgetpublishednow.com and type instant promo code WRITE2024 for an instant $249 off my course. Link in the description below. Now, let's get back into the episode. There are a lot of news pundits on Fox News and others that seem to want a war with Iran. They are pushing the metal to the pedal when it comes down to the propaganda of the U.S. going to war with Iran. First and foremost, this will be a big problem for U.S. interests and the interests of citizens of the world. If the U.S. strikes inside Iran, ladies and gentlemen, there will be a new world war beyond just a regional war. By the way, Iran is not Iraq. Iran is 4 times larger than Iraq, and they have a much more sophisticated military. And their proxies cover places all across the world, which I wouldn't doubt they maybe have secret agents here in the U.S. Whatever the case may be, going to war with Iran is a bad idea. And personally, I think we need to get the hell out of the Middle East and bring some of those resources back to our own shores. Number 2, the U.S. government is not fiscally responsible, and or shall I say, it's financially overstretched by the trillions of dollars, to try to fight another war, for which you already have active wars in Africa, the Middle East, and beyond. Although we don't call them wars, we have military soldiers really fighting all over the world right now. Let's not forget the resources that we're giving to Ukraine by the billions of dollars that we've also given to Israel. We have certain treaties with Japan to protect them, South Korea to protect them, Taiwan to protect them. I just believe that going to war with Iran would not only be a long, drawn-out battle, but also a major distraction, especially with the fact that China is doing some major stuff in the Pacific, and they are challenging us by any means necessary. And there are only so many wars that you can fight, especially with such a limited military structure. Yes, we have technology. Yes, we have drones. Yes, we have satellites. Yes, we have all the tenets of what has made the United States great. But what we spend millions and billions of dollars on, these particular militant groups, these militias spend that on a fraction of the cost for what we spend while doing similar damage. Number 3, these war warriors that get on news outlets like Fox News, ONE, or whatever the name of the network, and many other networks, they don't understand both the human cost of war, consequence of war, and a vacuum that's created when you bomb and terrorize another nation. We overtook Iraq over 20-something years ago, and Iraq has yet to have a new steady and stable government. Instead, Iraq is a fraction of itself, bent on terrorism, corruption, and a lack of a great economy. I can applaud President Biden as commander-in-chief for wanting or enacting those retaliatory strikes. But I cannot apply the continuing ignorance in U.S. policy that has kept us in a perpetual spiral of war, while the cracks here at home is dividing us further than we've ever been. Now, let's take on the church. I am no proponent of war. I am a proponent of peace. I believe that war should be the last and final answer to any particular dispute. What does it say to our kids if we shoot first and ask questions later type of attitude? I believe the United States need to pressure Israel seriously to have a ceasefire in Palestine, come up with a two-state solution, and get back at the drawing table with Iran and North Korea. And the sex tool. Sex can be used as a powerful tool, an even more powerful weapon. Welcome to the city of Atlanta, where the lights are bright, the scams are steady, and sex is the ultimate drug of choice. The Sex Tour, Volume 2, a novella by Michael D. Beckford, coming soon to ebook, paperback, and audio. Volume 1 of The Sex Tour is available now wherever books are sold. Volume 2, a short story by Michael D. Beckford, is coming soon to Amazon and wherever you read your books. Please like and hit that subscribe button. 5 Minutes Mike is written, produced, and directed by Michael D. Beckford. All rights reserved. Copyright 2024 by Speak Publicity International and the Michael Beckford Media Group, LLC production. Thank you for listening and watching.